Hey, y'all, listen, happy Friday. Welcome into the building. I know I'm late today. I'm late because I had stuff I was doing. And then also, too, I ain't gonna lie, I gotta tell you the truth. I was over there watching, even though I could have watched it later, but I was just engaged. I was over there watching on the Tasha K channel. What's that kid, Ramir, who claims he's Jay-Z's son? I don't know. Y'all go over there watch it and let me know what you think, or if you already watched it or whatever. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. I mean, he's older now. I think Ramir, I think he's in his 30s. Did he say he was in his 30s? What do I want to say about this? I'll say this about Ramir. I'm not quite sure at this stage in his life how it's going to benefit him if he does prove that Jay-Z is his father. But y'all got to talk to me, okay? Because over here, I ain't never say I'm always right. I'm just trying to figure that one out. I'm trying to let it marinate in me. He said he don't want no money. He's not into this. It's not about the money. So I'm just trying to figure out. So then, what is it that you want? You just want the acknowledgement that he's your dad, and then you're going to be okay. So you spending all this money with lawyers, all this energy, your court, your time. Listen, in life, there's one thing you can never get back. You can make money again. If you lose money, you go broke, you can always make money again. You can't get back time. You cannot get back time. When yesterday is gone, it is gone. You do not get back time. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, at this point, what is going to happen with the acknowledgement? Let's just say there's some DNA done and it is proven that Jay-Z, he is the father. Like Maury Povich, that talk show used to be, you are the father. What happens if, they find out that Jay-Z is the father? Like, I'm trying to figure out what does he want? Is he really going to feel better if he knows that this man is his father and this man ignored him his whole life in his whole existence and doesn't want anything to do with him? I don't know. Y'all got to tell me. Y'all got to tell me what your thoughts are on that. But that's where I was at, and that's what I was doing. But I'm here now. I'm ready. We're here for trending topics. So trending topic, breaking news. But we talked about this yesterday, right? Breaking news and bold revelations. I didn't know she was going to come back this quickly, though. So I said, woo. So the Jane Doe revealed her name. The Jane Doe in the Diddy case, she said her name. And it's Anna. What I thought I had it up there. Okay, I gotta fix that title later. What is her name? Anna Kane. She said her name. And so all the speculations when people were saying, "Oh, I believe it is what is it?" They said they thought it was Tierra Marie. No, not nowhere near the person. It's this Anna Kane, who is the ex-wife of an NHL player. So Anna Kane, she said her name. Now we see her face. And now when you notice, you look at these pictures differently. You're like, oh, okay. I hope we can talk tonight. And I'm saying I hope we can talk tonight because this is the angle I'm going to come from. Now, the problem that a lot of accusers have is that they know, unfortunately, everything is going to be up for scrutiny when you bring these cases. You got to be prepared that they're going to dig in your past. And yeah, they're going to dig in your past. Why? They're going to dig in your past because each of you are fighting for your life. You're fighting to have a wrong right, so to speak, by making a person pay for what they did to you. And that person is fighting for their reputation and their name. So everybody going to come out, so to speak. What's that saying? Guns are blazing. Everybody going to come out. Now, if you remember when they raided Diddy's cell over there at the MDC Detention Center in Brooklyn, they said to the people that Diddy had in his notes for directions for his friends and family to dig up dirt on his accusers. Now, she has an interesting past. And again, remember, it's education over here. We don't victim shame, but I got to educate. And the reason why I educate too is because of that Lamisha Fuller, right? Lamisha Fuller was on a whole nother YouTube channel claiming to be Jane Doe in that D&G shirt. And shout out to all the people that was cash apping her, wanted to start a GoFundMe for her. They should have sent me an email. Because the minute I saw her, I said, oh, she's a whole lie. She's a lie. I had a couple people sending me emails saying, oh, Diva, did you see it on that show? And are you going to do reaction? I said, absolutely not. Because there was a ton of things she had said, Miss Lamisha, that I was like, stop it. And she lost me all the way. I fell all the way off my bed. I was on my bed watching it. I fell all the way off my bed when she claimed to be Chan's mother. That's when I was really done. I was done. So anyway, back to this Anna Kane. Her and her ex-husband, they went through a lot. They went through a lot. And as a result of them going through a lot, there's court documents that has her as a documented liar. Okay? So this ain't Diva judging her. Are y'all with me? There's court documents that have her as a documented liar. Her husband says she lied and said she was pregnant with their second child and there was no baby. There was a situation where he got full custody of the daughter they had together. In addition to that, you know, those two went through it and he had a restraining order. She showed up to one of his games. He's a hockey player. And the cops had to come escort her away because he had a restraining order. So, Diva, what does this have to do with Jane Doe revealing her name? It has to do with that, unfortunately, we're having too many accusers that are turning out to be not so truthful. Now you had this Jane Doe that had to say her name. And see, this is part of the strategy for Diddy's team too. Have these people say their name, so then all of their dirt and their past comes up. And they're going to be given the side eye. There was one document I read about this Anna. She came from a Christian family. She was from Canada, this and that. But listen, this is not judgment. This is us talking. She was in a club at 17. She gets flown from one state to another. Was her parents not looking for her? We're going to talk. But either way, we now know her name. So this is breaking news and bold revelations. Jamie Foxx. Do y'all got Netflix? I got Netflix. But I'm sick of all of these 99,000 streaming systems. You know, the people complained that the cable bill was too high. I still got cable. But people complain that the cable bill's too high. They drop cable, but then you pick up 13 streaming systems, and it's the same amount of money as cable. You got Amazon Prime, $20. You got Netflix, $20. You got this one, $5.99, $6.99, $7.99. By the time you doing your bills at the end of the month and you calculating up all of these little streaming systems, it's about $13,000 a month. It's ridiculous. They knocking us upside the head with all of these different streaming systems. But Jamie Foxx, his special is coming out on Netflix. I like the name. It got the people curious. I think it's probably going to do very well coming out next Tuesday. What had happened was, that's the title. What had happened was, and so he's telling us what had happened when he had that medical emergency. And the people that were there, they said he went into detail. He goes into detail about what had happened. And he said he passed out, and next thing you know, he woke up 20 days later. He said he was in a coma for 20 days. He said when he woke up, he had a beard and everything. 20 days later. He credits his daughters for the reason that's saving his life. And depending upon who you listen to, some people say he addressed the Diddy situation. Other people say, nah, he was joking. Well, on December 10th, I'm going to see for myself what Jamie Foxx had to say about what happened to him with that medical emergency. Then I know y'all heard this already, and this actually came out back when Little Rodney sued Diddy. Christian Combs was accused of SAing someone. And they said they got audio footage, video footage, something. And I know that outside of the twins and Baby Love, that Diddy kids are kind of grown. They're grown. People consider them, they're grown. They consider them adults, and they are, because he got two of them in their 30s. I think Christian is in his 20s. Then the twins, they may be turning 18 soon. Then you got Chance, and Chance might be 19. And then you got Baby Love. So my heart breaks for his offspring. And when I say that, I mean the whole entire clan. I mean all 7 of them. Quincy, Justin, Christian King Combs, the twins, Jesse and Delilah, Chance, and Baby Love. And the reason why my heart breaks for all of them is because we are a product of our parents. You know, I think it's a insurance commercial where they're talking about, you know, that they show these people and they're like, oh my God, I'm turning into my parents. And a lot of us, when we're young, be like, oh my God, when I grow up, I'm not going to be like my mom. I'm not going to be like my dad. Not in a bad way. I'm not going to nag my kids. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. And then when you get older, you hear yourself saying things your parents said to you. So if you grow up in a household where everybody smokes, it's a high probability that you probably become a smoker. If you grow up in a household where everybody drinks, it's a high probability that you're going to be a drinker. If you grow up in a household where y'all eat fast food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's a high probability that you're going to be the king or queen of going to eat fast food. So what is Diva saying? The kids probably saw a lot growing up around their daddy. Diddy has said himself he had substance abuse problems because he went to rehab a few times. And I can't imagine that he was in this home because he was caught when he went to New York to turn himself in. Guess what they found in the hotel room? Substances. And his son, I know Christian King Combs was with him in New York. I don't know if all the kids had came when he went to New York to turn himself in, but I know Christian was there because I saw some pictures. So if you got these substances in the hotel room, I'm sure your kids probably see, unfortunately, taking the substances. I mean, if we go back and we think about Whitney Houston, it's unfortunate, but what was the daughter's name? Why is her name slipping my mind right now? She saw mommy and daddy taking substances, and unfortunately, her demise was because of substances. ANC, I'm not saying that it's always going to happen. Nothing is ever 100%. I said it's a high probability. Thank you, Lexi. Bobby Christina. And if you saw that Whitney and Bobby's what do you call it? Reality show, being Bobby Brown. If that was me or you, and they saw us on the TV like that on video, they would have came and snatched our little Bobby Christina up. Now, may they all rest in peace right now. I'm not talking about Bobby Brown. He's still alive. Whitney Houston, Bobby Christina, and the mama and the grandmother. But Sissy Houston tried to intervene when it came to Bobby Christina. But you know what? Money rules the world. When you got money, you get away with a lot of stuff. Diddy got away with what he got away with for all the decades that he got away with it. Why? Because of the money. Money rules the world. For the love of money. So Christian Combs, I'm hoping that all of these children, Christian, Justin, because I just did a story the other day where they don't even want to rent out the hotel. I mean, not the hotels, mansions in LA to Justin anymore. Because when he was throwing parties, now they didn't say it was freak offs. They said when he was throwing parties, he would leave the mansions in chaos afterwards. So now he can't even get nobody to rent him a mansion. And that's probably a good thing. All of them need to cease and desist of having parties. If my dad was in trouble, I wouldn't even think about going to a party, throwing a party, having a party. Matter of fact, on my birthday, it's going to be a dinner in my house with my siblings. Happy birthday, that's it. I'm going to eat and I'm going to sleep. I ain't doing nothing. The smoke and the heat is too hot around the Combs name right now. And I don't know, these kids might be better off, I don't know, changing their name, their last name. Not to say that nobody not going to recognize them, but change their last name. If Baby Love mother get her off of the social media, Baby Love stands a chance of growing up and no one recognizing who she is, because Baby Love is still young enough that she can go to the courts and change her name. Now, listen, you can change your name at any given time, but if she changed Baby Love name right now, Baby Love got a lot of time to get used to her new name, and they go undercover And unfortunately, they won't have to be connected or judged by the Combs name. Because I have a feeling no matter how this thing goes in court, and listen, I can't call this thing right now on how it's going to go in court, because when everybody from the YSL case is walking free, who the heck knows how this Diddy thing is going to go? I don't know. This Daniel Penny, I don't know if y'all know about that case in New York where he is on trial right now, but the jury can't deliberate on what they're going to charge him with. He's on trial right now. He was on the train in New York City, ended up choking this homeless man out. I'm going to say he was homeless. The man lost his life. He's on trial. And I have a feeling he about to walk free. So I don't know how this Diddy thing is going to go. I can't call it right now. I don't have no feeling about it. I don't know. Because the cases lately, it's been going in very weird directions. But what I do know is that a lot of stuff is going to come out while he's on trial. It's going to be a circus. I think every day our news feed is going to be popping up. After every day in that courtroom, it's going to be like pink, 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 pink. We're going to be hearing a lot of stuff. And I think indirectly, a lot of these stars, their business is going to be out on the streets. I know, Lakeisha, I'm just saying Baby Love need to go undercover. And the mama. It's too much smoke around the Combs name. Ain't it crazy how one day you could be like, I'm Christian Combs, and the doors flew open for you. Now the people don't want to see them coming. But I done talked enough. It's breaking news and bold revelations. That's tonight's topic. Okay, title. And I'm about to bring the people on in the building. Hit the like button, y'all. Y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It's Friday night trending topics. We got stuff to talk about. It's breaking news and bold revelations. We got the Jane Doe said her name. And now I'm taking a re-look at the pictures and I'm like, OMG. You know how your mind plays tricks on you. When I thought it was a black girl, she was looking like a little light-skinned black girl in them pictures. Now I see it. I said, ooh, she just had a tan. This is a mess. Jamie Foxx and Christian Combs. Let me bring the people on in the building. Well, look at Stranger Danger. Well, hi, Sebastian. How are you?
I'm good, Diva. How are you?
I'm doing well. Stranger Danger.
I'm still not in the country. I'm on the other side of the world, so that's why I have not, called in. You probably haven't seen me anywhere else either. So no.
Well, it's nice to see you. However long you can hang in with us. It's nice to see you.
Well, it's 4 in the morning. It's almost 4 in the morning here, so.
Oh my God. Hey, Katrina.
Hey, Diva. Hey, Chat. Choo, choo, choo.
Hey, Wayne. And hey, Julius. I don't know, something's in my
Hey
eye.
everybody, hit the like button. I'll be in the chat watching. Please be on your best behavior.
Be on your best behavior because the mods are in the building. We might as well go ahead and get with the hot topic story for tonight. And this is this Jane Doe having to say her name. I will say this, that these are tricky situations, right? Because I get why you have to say your name, because I have to know who I'm defending myself against. But at the same time, when you say your name, this is what you get subjected to. They dig up everything in your past to see what is going on with your credibility level and can we believe you, right? I just don't know, why is she not saying the third is Sellen's name? And that's the curiosity to me. I'm like, does she know the name of the third is Sellen? Why won't she say the third is Sellen name? You saying everybody else's name, why not say who this third person is that violated you? I don't know. This thing is baffling me. But Diddy accuser revealed as Anna Kane, the ex-wife of NHL star Evander. Now, that's hockey. Diddy's facing a mountain of lawsuits from anonymous accusers, but one accuser name has now been revealed in court documents. and she's the ex-wife of a professional hockey player. According to new docs obtained by TMZ, one of the Jane Does suing Diddy for SA was ordered to reveal her identity if she wanted to continue a lawsuit. And now we learned that the woman suing Anna Kane, who used to be married to NHL star Evander Kane, FYI, Evander has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Now, when I first saw these pictures, I was like, oh, yeah, that's a sister. That's a black girl. But now that we know who it is, you look a little closer and you can see that, yeah, this is probably a girl that just had a tan, okay? And that's the alleged victim with Diddy. And that's at the, I think it was the Puff Daddy Studios or whatever, or Daddy Recording Studios. According to Anna amended her lawsuit to include her government name. As we already told you, she claims she was just 17 years old and still in high school when Diddy and others violated her. In a statement through her attorney, Doug Whitdore, Anna tells TMZ, I had hoped to use a pseudonym in pursuing justice for what happened to me as a teenager. Defendants demanded that I use my name was an attempt to intimidate me, but I'm not intimidated. I'm prepared to proceed and hold accountable those who have harmed me. In her lawsuit, Anna claims she met Bad Boy Entertainment president Harvey Pierre way back in 2003 in the Detroit area, where Pierre allegedly called her hot, dropped Diddy's name, and invited her to jump on a private jet to go meet the music mogul. Anna claims she was 17 years old, still in the 11th grade, when this meeting happened. She says she accepted the invitation and ended up in the Big Apple, where she met Diddy in a recording studio. She claims Diddy and others plied her with drugs and alcohol before SAing her. Her lawsuit includes photos of the alleged studio meeting, and she says she's the girl with the blurred face, okay? Anna claims during the meeting, Diddy took her into a bathroom where he penetrated her from behind as she was bent over a sink. And she says she didn't with him. For his part, Diddy has denied the allegations, but he always does, right? This is a picture of Anna in 2019 with her ex-husband, who is the NHL player. Anna and Evander, who now plays for Edmonton Oilers, are married in 2018 and have one child together before she filed for divorce in July of 2021. Now, those two have a very sketchy history. I'll just say this: their one child, he ended up with full custody. He had a restraining order against her. They heard lies about each other. Well, not lies, accusations about each other back and forth. She's, he calls her a liar, says she lied and says she was pregnant with a baby of his, but she wasn't. She apologized for lying. He says she has mental health issues. But if this happened to her at 17, what she's alleging Diddy and others did to her, then clearly you can understand how someone can have some mental health issues as a result of that. It's a lot going on, but we now do know her name. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
I am not surprised by any of these claims that she's brought forward about him.
Mm-hmm.
When I mean him, I'm talking about P. Diddy. I'm not talking about Evander. What I will say is, though, also, us as a society needs to stop. We need to stop jumping to conclusions very quickly, and we need to stop believing. I never believed any of these quote unquote people who kept on saying there was this person or that person. I wasn't part of that, but many people did. And as you mentioned, some people were giving money to the GoFundMe's. Some people were doing all these other things, which are very problematic and how. And it just shows. I wonder if society that is so invested into these type of things would redirect their minds into learning something instead. You guys literally, people literally were looking up to these liars who were
Mm.
saying this, that, and that. But you could have used that time. You could have read a book. You could have did so many other things. You could have did so many other things, but you chose to push lies and etc. This woman has come forward. We are here to hear her story. We are supporting her and everything that she has to say, till everything's to the end. And um, I don't think P. Diddy will ever see light of day again. I do think he most likely will stay behind bars. I don't think he will get bail approved at all. But there is that possibility of a mistrial happening some shape or form somehow. Because, a lot of people are involved in this. It's just it's sad, but we live in a weird justice system that it's very inefficient. So I do believe he will stay behind bars, but there is a small possibility that there could be a mistrial, just a small one.
Yeah. You know what's sad too? Like I don't know how this studio operated. Like, was there an assistant, like an administrative assistant that was always there? Was there security?
Were there
The
cameras?
right with their cameras. The disturbing part for me, there's many disturbing parts, but a real disturbing part for me is the fact that he does none of this solo, right? He did none of this solo. And the amount of people that turned a blind eye is very sad too. To know that a woman is being violated on that level, and nobody does anything, and people just turned a blind eye. And then there was people who joined in on said situation, allegedly. I have to say that it's just real sickening to me. But I'm not removed that this thing don't happen. There's a story, I just didn't do it yet, where at the VA, the employees were having orgies on the job. There was one of the workers that slept with 25 of his co-workers. So this Diddy thing is not isolated to Diddy. There's so many layers to it. And I feel that everybody, just like it's interesting to me that Liam Payne, they want to accuse the friend of have the friend charged with his death too. Well, it's interesting to me that you're ready to charge a friend with the death of their friend because the friend died, pretty much as a result of taking substances. But yet, with this Diddy case, he's the only one behind bars. We're not going to get nobody else that was part of this situation. It just doesn't make sense to me. Wayne, your thoughts?
It's a shame that I just feel kind of numb to her situation. Because so many, ones are coming forth, and like you said, to find out they're liars, and they get on here this boohoo and whatever, and like they're a victim. So with this girl right here, I'm not saying it didn't happen or it did happen, but everybody lied. Yeah. So I don't feel oh my God, she endured all this. I don't. Because we don't know if she's telling the truth yet. She said this happened, and there's a procedure you have to go through. So I'm really just kind of numb to it, and I don't have no feelings either way on it. That's it.
I understand, Wayne, because we're being inundated, and the liars muddy the waters. They really do muddy the waters, and have people giving a side eye, and you like, I don't know what to think now. I don't know what to believe because these people out here lying. But one thing I told you I don't never do over here, and I never let anybody do it to me. Like, it's like, because you question, people want to try to say, oh, don't victim shame. No, it's questions because the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. But it's very sad that at 17, that is why, see, to me too, I don't know if that lounge that she was at 20 something years ago, but listen, Daddy Studios doesn't exist to this day, does it? I don't know if that lounge that she was at 20 something years ago, but they should be named in this lawsuit too, because you should have never been able to get in there. You was underage. You should have never been in that lounge. And I think these businesses have to do a better job of scanning and getting the ID for these people that they are letting in these clubs. There should never be an underage child in a club, in a bar where they're serving alcohol. Dustin, you're up.
Can you hear me, Diva?
Yes, I can.
There should never be a person in a bar that's over that's a minor, Diva. There should never be a person in a bar, period, that's not of age.
Right.
So they need to have a better system, Diva, to find people that needs to have the idea, and they need to have a better system in place. This whole situation is very sad to me because I blame the people at the bar as well, Diva. I blame the people at the bar because the, she shouldn't have been in no bar. She's a minor. She wasn't no adult. So uh, so I kind of feel bad for her, Diva, and I think that the people that owns the bar needs to be at fault for this.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Diva.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Now, Diva, you know, back in the day, everybody had a fake ID. They was going to these clubs and these lounges and stuff. Look at the women that was going to the Playboy Mansion and accusing Bill Cosby or who and other people of that. And they was like 16 and 7. They was like 16 at the Playboy Mansion. Everybody know what goes down at the Playboy Mansion. And the other thing, I was thinking like because this girl looks so much like Aubrey O'Day. I was just wondering, you know, he named the group Danity Kane. Her last name is Kane. It's just weird. And she looks like Aubrey. Maybe he was mad. That's why he took so much stress out on her because the way that girl looked, 'cause she looked just like that woman. But I'm not for sure. I don't know if he did it, if he did not. And you saying why a lot of them not in jail, the same thing with R. Kelly. We said the same thing. Why all those other people is not in jail along with R. Kelly, knowing
Fact.
what he did. So they go after the ones with the money, I guess, because a lot of them should be in jail. His ex-wife, the bodyguards, the managers, the uncles, the moms, all of them should be right in jail, right along with R. Kelly. The same way with Diddy. Everybody seen what's going on, but now they're out talking about books, podcasts, and all this. We seen it, but we didn't see it. But you saw it and you didn't see it. These people lie so much; it's just hard to take what they're saying for real. And at first, we did thought that was a black girl. She tanned down good, but you know, they used to sneak in these clubs and stuff and try to get these men to marry them and all that type of stuff. Some of them don't marry them. Some of them just use them and throw them away. Then they get upset about it. I'm not saying that this happened to her. Maybe everything that she said happened to her did happen to her. The reason why she was acting like that in her marriage. But hopefully we'll find out the truth. We tired of this. We go through this every day, every other week. It's another case. It's another case. It's another case. And maybe we'll get a resolution on this probably in 2028. Who knows? Because the way it's going, it's so many people. But we'll see what happens. But that's all I got, Diva.
Can I can I just add something? One more thing, Diva.
Uh-huh.
I think this is becoming too often, Diva. This is needs to be resolved, and it's just very sad to me. This is I hear about this a lot, Diva. I hear about a lot of stuff like this, and it's coming way too often. So people need to be more careful about what they do and how what uh need to follow the law more, and they need to become more stricter on these kind of things.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm coming to you, Julius. But
Thank
you know
you.
what? When I go to like my local like convenience store, we call it in Jersey, one of them's called like a Quick Check or a 7-Eleven or whatever. they now, when people go to buy cigarettes, they have to scan their license. So these clubs now,
It should be the same way at a bar.
it should be the same way. You have to scan a license. And as long as you have done your true due diligence, then, you know, at that point, it's like, but how much can you really do? But I think it needs to be stricter. And I think when these young, underage people are in these clubs, the clubs need to be held liable. Julius, your thoughts?
I am tired. My inner old lady is screaming out, I am tired of this nonsense. For once, can there just be like a peaceful, like, No. It always has to be some dang riffraff. And then this person, oh yes, my name is Anna so. Oh, pretty, what you want, a cookie? Like, you got a questionable history yourself. Girl, miss me, you just want your extra 15 minutes with your messed up tan. Go sit down somewhere.
Well, we have to see how her story pans out. It's a lot going on. This thing is loaded. And I believe now probably this is setting a precedent where all the Jane and the John Does are going to have to say their name. And I would say this is a cautionary tale for people in the future. I think there should be parameters around the entertainment industry where no minor can even be allowed to go with any producer or anybody without their parent. And if a producer is caught having a meeting with a minor without their guardian, they should automatically get into some type of trouble. I think that yeah, I you know, exposing the truth, I don't know. I don't know what to think now. But Doug Wigdor is not one of these fugazi lawyers. So I can't picture Doug Wigdor playing games. Now, the Tony Busby of them all, then I would probably give it a little more of a side eye. But Doug Wigdor, he really doesn't play games like that. Now, I want to say, wasn't Doug Wigdor Cassie's attorney? Am I getting that right?
I think he was, Diva.
Yeah,
I think he was.
It's so many lawsuits now, it's hard for me to keep up. So Doug Wigdor doesn't really play those games like that. And Doug Wigdor, because of that, Lamisha Fuller came out and said that she was not the Jane Doe. He had to come out and say that because Lamisha was all over the YouTube talking about she was the Jane Doe. She was this one. She had to eat people. She had to this. She had to that. And so he came out and said, that's not my client. And she's not the Jane Doe. And then now we get the real Jane Doe. So, but this is going to be, and no shade. Have these parents selling their kids. Well, Flip, if we're going to tell the truth, that's the truth right there. That's the truth right there. It's a lot of these first generation wealth. And when I mean first generation wealth, is like before your kid became famous and started making all this money, y'all were in the poorhouse, so to speak. And so it's almost like they'll allow anything to happen as long as they come out of poverty. And listen, I tell everybody this for a reason. I'll stay in poverty with my integrity before I sell my soul to the devil so that I could be in a mansion. It's crazy. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to stay connected to this story and see what else comes out and about in regards to this Anna Kane. But like I said, there was already a whole lot being surfaced about her, the ex-husband, her not having custody of her kid, the ex-husband having a restraining order against her, It's messy. It's real messy. Now, that might now be Miss Misha, but that woman in that D&D shirt doesn't have a pale skin complexion. It looked like she maybe had a tan. It looked like she maybe had a tan. But when you look at the pictures a little closer, it does, like, let me see, I think I clicked out of the lawsuit on my screen. But when you look at the pictures a little closer, you're like, oh, okay. Listen, it's just crazy though. But we're gonna roll into this next story. I can't wait to the Jamie Foxx well, no, not his comedy. I don't know if it's a comedy special. I can't wait for Jamie Foxx special on Netflix, and it's titled What Had Happened Was. Because they're saying that he goes into his medical emergency. And you know what? He did that thing right. He told us nothing about it until he was able to sell that thing and make that money up on that Netflix. Now, let me pause this because I can't even play the Netflix commercial because they're dinging. But Jamie Foxx was literally within an inch of his life following the medical emergency. Jamie Foxx reportedly told fans at the October taping of his Netflix special that he was within an inch of his life following his mysterious 2023 health scare. According to several audience members, Foxx went into detail about the near-death experience during his stand-up set. Jamie Foxx, What Had Happened Was, which premieres December the 10th. D'Amico's Chambers, a longtime follower of Foxx, was at the Atlanta taping and told CNN the Oscar winner revealed his undisclosed diagnosis and discussed his recovery in length. Chambers said the comedian 56 didn't spare any details about the timeline of events from passing out on the set of Back in Action to gaining consciousness 20 days later. So there was a lot of rumors that he was in a coma. And so now we know there's truth to that rumor. He was in a coma and didn't wake up till 20 days later. Foxx reportedly told the audience that he passed out and remembered waking up before calling it a near-death experience. He spoke about waking up in the hospital. Chambers continued, he thought he just passed out for a second, but it was 2 or 3 weeks. He was in a stone cold coma. The Ray actor said that by the time he woke up, he had grown a beard. Chambers claimed Foxx said that if he didn't get to the hospital in that moment and the nurse didn't treat him at a certain time frame, he would have died. The triple threat allegedly said he was within an inch of his life. He was gone. It was lights out, Chamber father claimed. Foxx reportedly credited his family, specifically his daughters Corinne 30 and Annalise 16, for keeping him alive. His daughter was playing a family guitar and that is what woke him up and kept him alive during his coma. Chambers record from the secretive stand-up. He really worships his daughters. They play a significant part of the show. He says the situation gave him a grander perspective on life and the people around him. Although the Django Unchained made a miraculous recovery, he still has a ways to go. He was able to function on his own and didn't need any assistance on stage. He was very much active and robust, but you can tell that he's recovering from a serious health issue. He's more conscious of how he moves, Chambers said, but he talks about how great he feels and does some jumping up and down. He added, Jamie is an amazing storyteller. He can tell a story where you feel like you're sitting with your uncles. It was hilarious. In April 2023, Foxx's eldest daughter revealed her dad had suffered a medical complication and was recovering in the hospital. However, the family never disclosed exactly what happened. After weeks of round-the-clock care, he was admitted to a rehab center. Foxx spent over 6 months recovering behind closed doors before stepping back into the spotlight. Next week will be the first time he discusses the scary situation in detail, and we're told he also addresses the allegations that Sean Diddy Combs caused his hospitalization. However, it's unclear which parts of the taping made the final cut. 20 days in a coma is a long time. Wayne, what are your thoughts?
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't have them right now. I don't
No
have
problem.
nothing.
Julius, your thoughts?
I'm glad he's making a recovery. I hope this special is a success for him. I want to wait for more information on his prognosis. If he's ready to reveal it after, I'll wait. But other than that, I'm gonna withhold comment.
Sounds good. I'm actually glad that he survived this medical emergency. I'm coming to you in a minute, Dustin.
Sorry
I'm
about that, David.
No, you're fine. I'm actually glad he survived this medical emergency. I'm glad he's able to get back to work. I think it was very smart of him to not go around and do a whole lot of like talk shows to say exactly what happened to him. He was smart to save it for this Netflix special. And I hope that Netflix can handle the amount of people that are probably going to be tuning in on Tuesday night. And I'm glad that his daughters was by his side. But many people is going to be interested in hear what he has to say because it was so many rumors at that time. One of the rumors was that he was blind. There was definitely rumors that he was in a coma. Now we know for sure that part of the rumor is true because he was in a coma for 20 days. Dustin, your thoughts?
Well, I just want to say that I'm glad he made it through because, Diva, I had times where I didn't think he was going to make it, and I know you did too.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I'm speechless right now, Diva, because it's very emotional for me as I look for as I I'm a big fan of Jamie Foxx, David. I know so are you, and can't imagine not having him on back on our TV screens, back on Beaches Land. I can't imagine having him not here with us anymore. So I am glad that he made it through, but it's a very emotional topic for me. So uh, I this year has been a life changing year for me. So I can't imagine who I'm close with. If anything happened to him, I don't know where I would be without him. So I can't imagine how his family feels.
Yeah, I agree with you. Thank you, Dustin. Katrina, your thoughts?
My thoughts are Diddy put a whammy on him, allegedly. Anybody come out and talk about Diddy, they be unalived or they in a coma. Um, he was out talking about Diddy parties and whatsoever. Next thing we know, Jamie Foxx fell out. Nobody know what happened. I'm not saying Diddy did anything to him. It probably just a medical thing that he had going on. I'm just saying anybody that come out talking about Diddy, they either become unalive or they in a coma. But good for him for making money off of his condition or his circumstances that he went through. Um, he deserved it because he came back from it. So if that, if you can make money off that, telling people your story and they want to hear it, all well and all good to him. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're going to see. I will be watching on December the 10th, and I'll let y'all know what I hear. So let's move into the last story. Christian Combs, Diddy's son, and many people, and I'm not going to go too deep into this, many people claiming that he's really the only son. Okay. So Diddy has Quincy, Justin, and Christian King Combs. Okay, those are the boys in the family. But we all know that Quincy's biological father is Al B. Shore. But then there are a whole bunch of people saying that Wolf, the former bodyguard, is Justin Combs' son. Don't know. These are all urban legends and rumors out there that I don't know the truth from the not truth. Listen, this is just what the streets are saying. And we, like somebody said, we got to be careful what the streets are saying because many people thought that Jane Doe was Tierra Marie, and now we find out that it's a whole nother person, Anna Kane. Okay, so you don't know, but this would anyway the streets say. So anyway, Christian Combs is being sued for SA. He's being sued. And so I don't let's get into this. He was served at Diddy's mansion, but what is interesting to me, the last I heard, Christian Combs and his girlfriend, they purchased a home together. So did they just bring it there because that was a known address for Christian Combs, or was Christian Combs actually there when they brought the they served them? I don't know, but let's get into this story. So Diddy's son, Christian Combs, assault accuser, serves him at the mogul's Miami mansion. So Diddy's youngest son, Christian Combs, was served with legal paperwork by his assault accuser at his incarcerated father's Miami mansion. In Touch can exclusively report. According to court documents obtained by In Touch, Grace, who filed a lawsuit accusing Christian, 26, of assault, battery, SA, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, had the paperwork delivered to Diddy's mansion on the water. Diddy, 55, had been spending time at the mansion before he was arrested in New York on charges of trafficking, racketeering on September 16. The mogul pleaded not guilty to all charges. Diddy used one of his Miami properties as collateral for his bond. He was recently denied bond for the third time last week. In her lawsuit, Grace claims she worked as a stewardess in the yachting industry since 2018. She says she had planned to work in the industry for the rest of her life, but claimed the alleged incident with Christian has derailed those plans. Grace says she was working on a yacht named Victorious in July 2022. She said Diddy chartered a yacht for himself and his son came along. In her suit, Grace said Diddy turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment filled with guests who Grace believed were S-workers. Grace said it resulted in an unexpected increase in workload for her and her colleagues, as well as unwanted exposure to unlawful substance use, S-work, and general chaos. During one shift, Grace said that Christian was around. She said he took an immediate interest in her, which she considered very inappropriate. She claimed Christian pressured her to drink with him in a recording studio. Grace Sue said Christian violently grabbed Grace's arm and began hurting her. He pulled Grace to the seat beside him and prevented her from getting up. Now, this is some type of yacht because on the yacht, they had a recording studio. Grace says she asked to be able to return to the kitchen, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. She said Christian continued to demand she take more shots, meaning shots of whatever type of alcohol. Grace was quite scared and realized she was in a very dangerous situation. Grace was also feeling the effect of the tequila shots and quickly suspected that the tequila would spike the suit red. The suit claimed that later in the day, Christian cornered Grace in a room and became physically and extremely aggressive. She said he groped her as she pushed him back constantly. Grace said Christian took off all his clothes and showed his body parts aroused. She said that he grabbed her arms and tried to force her to perform oral on him. Grace started fighting Christian, but he stopped when another employee walked into the room. She said she was told her captain. She said she told her captain the following morning, but he lacked compassion or concern, failed to investigate, and insisted that she was probably voluntarily partying with the guests. Grace said this was not true. So again with Grace, and I don't know what happened, right? Only Grace and these parties do. But you told your boss blew you off. Why aren't you suing your boss and that yacht company also? I'm just checking. Grace said the captain made her continue serving Christian, and so therefore the boss should be part of this lawsuit too, while they were on the yacht, and claimed she was not provided an option to be isolated or not serve Christian. Why are you not suing your employer? Your employer at the time. The suit claimed in addition to losing her employment, Grace also lost her longtime partner. with whom she had planned a future. Grace's partner was never the same after seeing Grace bruises on her body because of Christian's SA and having to deal with the mental and emotional ramifications, so they separated. Grace's mental health deteriorated to the point that she was medicated and required intensive therapy. Additionally, she fell into a deep depression and was unable to fully carry out her maid of honor duties at the wedding of her only sister in June of 2023, which she had been looking forward to doing over the 18 months, her lawyer wrote in the suit. Grace says she continues to suffer serious harm as a result of Christian's actions. At the time the lawsuit was filed, Diddy's attorney, Sam, Grace's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, Tyrone filed a separate case against Diddy on behalf of music producer named Rodney Jones. This is a mess. It's a hot mess. Wayne, what are your thoughts?
I got to pass on this one, Diva.
Okay. Julius, your thoughts?
No comment.
Anybody have a comment before I go around? Go ahead, Dustin.
I think it's sad. I think the whole situation is sad, and I hope that she gets her justice she deserves. And that's all I got to say on that part, David. Thank you.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Here we go again. We just see how it all play out in court, Diva. This it's just one thing after another. And one thing after, I mean, it's ridiculous, but they learned from the man that they called father. He taught them. They seen what he was doing. He was getting away with it. So obviously they thought they could do it and get away with it because who they were and who they was related to. But now they see that nobody is above the law. Even though we got some that's above the law, getting treated above the law. But if you got the wrong kind of complexion for the protection, you're not above the law. And so we'll see what happens when all these court cases come out in court, Jiva. That's all.
Yeah, I appreciate you. So, my problem here is the people, they're suing Diddy, they're suing Christian, and listen, have your lawsuit. But what I'm not understanding is how, in this particular case, this girl is not suing her ex-employer also. If you go to your boss and you tell your boss that there's a problem and your boss forces you to continue to do XYZ, your boss is now the problem too. Because if your boss would have not forced you to continue, maybe you wouldn't have been subjected to said situation. So I would have a little bit more respect if she added that she, I'm sorry, I was reading a comment, if she added this yacht company, the boss, and everybody else that should be added to said suit, because she's saying she missed her sister's wedding. She can no longer work. And the only person she's suing is Christian Combs. And to be honest with you, I don't know what she's going to get out of him because he don't have money like that. But I think when I saw the original lawsuit, I want to say she added Diddy on it too because it was his party. But again, to me, she should be adding the actual company. But
yeah,
listen,
I think so too. I think so too, because if this is what happened on your job, why
right,
aren't you seeking workman compensation or something like that? If this is
right,
your job and you got injured on the job, you should be receiving workman's compensation on your injuries or whatsoever. And if not, if they fired her, then she can get them on wrongful termination. But
yes,
you're right. If she was out there working for them, yes, she should be showing the company that she worked for. They put you in a hazardous place and you told them about it whatsoever. So I'm with you, Diva. She should be suing her company.
yeah, she should be. Because like you said, they kept you reported the environment in real time, and they told you whatever and blew it off and said you probably was partying with him and having fun. No, I would have been like, wherever this doc stop, I'm getting off, and I'm not coming back on it. And no, I'm not serving Christian, his daddy, or nobody else in this party. I got to go. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all for coming through because it's late. Because I had a late train, but we did kind of like a nice little express ride, and I appreciate y'all. Listen, continue the conversations in the comments, and y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, hit the like button on the way out. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Thanks for being here. Bye, y'all. Choo choo.
Choo choo choo.
Choo.